Alright, welcome back to another episode of Art Time, where today we're going to be drawing the third episode of Elementals Reborn. So, with that being said, if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like and subscribe for more. Now then, I got the coloring done with for pretty much the characters here. And all we gotta do is shade them in, texture them in, and then next part we're going to be doing some background stuff. I'm doing the background on my own, of course. But right now we're just going to focus on trying to get the shading and texturing done with as best as we can. Which, hopefully doesn't take too long. I only got like an hour and a half, but, we'll see. Yeah, I've been looking up, because I was thinking about maybe making a Valheim series once that gets out of early access and everything has basically been made. Like, I think the only thing that's remaining is like an ocean improvement update, because I think the ocean still needs to get like a massive update before anything else. Then there's the Ashlands in the far north, if I remember correctly, or deep north, whatever the hell that was called. Those two are like the only ones left in like the major biome sense. Although I don't know what the hell you can improve upon the ocean unless you have a way to swim under the ocean, which you can't. There's no way to get under the ocean unless you like break the game in a way where you just build in a very particular instance that basically just allows you to stay on the floor. Infinite breathing at that point. Anyways, yeah. We're waiting for the update, but I was reading up on some stuff, and the Mistlands apparently sucks. Like, really. It apparently sucks. Not like it sucks in the sense of it's bad content. It's just difficult as all fucking hell. Especially if you're a solo player. And I am a solo player. What do I know if I can even get anybody to come on and help me out with the game? When I love me do collabs, I'm alone and everything. I don't expect to do collabs at the moment. I don't know if I would be willing to do some in the future, because, I'm talking to myself most of the times. I'm going to be one word, me. I'm going to say one word Tyler, but I'm not Tyler, nor am I in that particular instance of popularity or famousness, or whatever the hell it would be called. Nope, not sure. I mean, I'm usually good by myself. I'm content with being alone. And, yeah. But, yeah, that's gonna suck. I feel like if there was anything that we need to do, we would have to make, like, multiple equipment. Because doing a freaking corpse run would just suck. At that point, I'm like, well, fuck it. I'll just go on ahead and make new equipment. I'll wear my previous equipment until I can get the new equipment. Alright, new equipment acquired. I go grab the equipment that was lost, and then boom. We're set. We got our shit back. And I'm angry. Of course, we're playing as Duke, because we can somehow play as Duke Nukem in that one. Then it'll be less frustrating, but still annoying in general. It'll still be annoying. But that doesn't mean we're not going to try to, not die. See, unlike Terraria, where Graveyard is actually very important to get, like, maxed out arsenals in pre-hard mode, as well as getting corrupt seeds, so that we can get corruption, wood, and a bunch of other stuff without having to world hop. A graveyard is kind of important for Terraria, whereas Valheim, well, if I die, the graveyard basically there's no graveyard. I can't make my own graves. I guess I'll have to just make my own actual gravestones and whatnot. Like, apparently you can use the Raven's Throne to do that. The one thing I never really liked about Valheim was having to travel to get equipment and stuff. Like metal and whatnot. It's always so tedious to do so. But, it is what it is. We can't have, like, nether portal-less travel work and we can bring everything where we need to go to. You know, I wonder if everybody would have, like, a different thought process if the portal system worked like the nether, where you went into basically a different dimension. And the dangers of traveling across dimensions, you know, basically just like what it is, and you just place down the portal receiver that brings you out to the other end. Something like that, maybe. I'm not sure. Probably can't really do that as easily. I wonder if they would, like, change their mind at that point, because now there's actual threats going through the portals. Just like you got in Minecraft with the pigmen and the freaking hog. Well, it depends. If you have gold, the pigmen aren't that big of an issue. Whoops. It's just the hoglins are the ones that you don't really want to deal with. And they're easy to deal with if you get out of the, you know, Crimson Forest or have a warped mushroom on hand. They don't like shrooms, apparently. I can understand it. They don't like shrooms. Solo play, though, would be so tedious. And I have done it. I've beaten the Plains boss before. I did do it. I did beat the Plains boss. And after that, I stopped playing it. The question is, would I want to do that again? I'll do it again once the game's in full release with everything that it needs for its current, like, update. And we'll make a video series on it. Try our best to, you know, not die. Right, Cat? Yep. I will say, though, it is a fun game. It's just a lot of tedium I feel like should be cut out for solo play. At the very least. Maybe like if you're in a solo world, increase resources and decrease the weight of some resources. But if you're in like a multiplayer world with friends, then keep it like the classic mode or something. And some people are probably not going to like that, but it's optional, bro. It's just made to make it less tedious to play alone. Because it really does feel like you need to have a group of people to be able to, like, carry and bring a bunch of shit with you. Unless you just use a boat. I mean, even then, a boat system's annoying to have to deal with because you gotta have the wind be in your favor, and the wind usually never is in your favor. And you gotta deal with serpents when you don't have the proper equipment to deal with serpents. I've never really had to worry about serpents too much, surprisingly. I had one instance of a serpent once before, but I think it ran away before I even got a chance to kill it. I don't remember. I never had an instance where my boat broke because of a serpent. If I remember correctly, throughout the entirety of the course of playing this game, the only thing we've died to is fallen trees, drowning, wolves, and the final boss of the current build. Now there's a different final boss, but you know what it is. The wolves are annoying. I think that was like twice. Once on the normal. If I told you once before that I went into the mountains, the first instance of the mountains, I'm like, oh, that's cool. I can't go anywhere. Well, I'm just going to place a bunch of freaking campfires, and I'm going through the mountain, and there's literally nothing here. There's no drakes, no stone golems, no wolves, and I'm like, oh, the mountains here look cool. And then I see a drake, and then there was a wolf, and I was wondering what the fuck killed me as Duke died again. I think it was Duke. I'm pretty sure it was Duke. And then the motherfucking wolves were the reason, because wolves suck. So I, you know, when we went into the one where we only died once to the last boss in the game, not even a 2-star spear-throwing Fullen, and the only reason we got away from that was because there was a freaking wolf event going on, and I just had the wolves fight against the Fullings as I just sprinted out of dodge. Oof. And I remember, like, skirting on the edge of the plains in that particular save, and, like, silver armor, like the mountain armor. And this was before the frost caves got added into the game. And I don't even know if the frost caves have anything different yet. I haven't even checked, nor am I going to bother checking until it's, time to check. And we're just skirting around the mountains, trying to, hopefully get to, parry some death skeetos and just destroy them. We haven't died from death skeetos or folings, surprisingly. Switching over to my freaking, silver wolf armor, grabbing all my freaking loot from the graveyard thingy, got back into my padded stuff, got fire stuff, and then finished off the boss in one fell swoop. I couldn't really call that a corpse run because I had this awesome mountain. I think I still have it. I think it's a cloud save, I think. Am I able to see? No, you're not going to tell me. Or at least it doesn't look like it's telling me. I can't tell. Yeah, this one has cloud save. That's not showing me, so I'd have to re-download it again, which I don't want to do because I don't have the space for it yet. But I had this sweet freaking mountain castle. It wasn't really fully finished yet because I was planning on doing another little offbeat area where I store all my wood. And as soon as I beat the boss, I'm like, well, there's no reason for me to stay here anymore. I haven't even found Mistlands yet. Hell, if I could go back to that world, I'd be able to freaking check out Mistlands. But I heard the Mistlands sucks. Difficulty-wise, it's not fun. And those giant ticks that literally just look like spiders with fat asses. They said there's no spiders. That those are ticks. But you can't tell me that that's not a combination of tick spiders. Even though apparently that's what real-life ticks look like. Right? Tick. No, that's different. Okay, maybe... No, that one's just on the side. No, that guy has all front legs. Also, these ticks look way bigger. What? Ugh. And I wish there was just some freaking flame aura. Some flame aura, IRL, not Valheim, of course. I could just, burn up any insects that get near you. As soon as an insect, let's say a mosquito's like this, disappears, burns into ash. Any insect in general. Like, say you got a big spider that's like, oh god, ash! Spider ash in my face! I mean, I'm glad it died, but the ash! It smells awful. Why did you decide to attack me? And what universe did you think you were going to survive? Yeah, God, I wouldn't like that, and even if it fucking died, I wouldn't have liked that. That would just make me squirm and be like, ugh, oh God, why? Why did that happen? Of course, humans and animals are safe. Unless, you want to use it for predators, like say if a bear's about to go towards you. Bear touches you with its paw, 3rd degree burns. Bear screams out loud. All you gotta do is just dodge the bear's attack, put your paw on the bear. The bear's like, oh, as it backs up and it just runs away because it realizes that this is not food, this is pain. If I try to put my mouth on this or my claw on this, I'm going to lose either my skin or my claws. I'm either going to die a horrible, painful death from burning. So my best bet is to just get the fuck away from that human. All the other animals in Jungle Kingdom or whatever kingdom are like, don't mess with that human. You touch him, you get burned badly. So look at that guy's paw over there. He got completely and utterly destroyed. He's still recovering. It's been like a month now, and he still has those burn scars on its paw. All because you just had to attack a human with burning, flaming aura. Of course, your aura is, you can pretty much set your aura to discern, which ones you want to burn and which ones you don't want to burn, so you don't burn your pets accidentally, or your significant other. So you can still touch people as well as your pets. But insects, predator animals, and whatnot, burn. Hell, you can even have it set to where you got like a rabid dog or something or maybe not a rabid dog, like an aggressive dog. Not rabid, just aggressive for some reason. You can have it set to automatically, like, burn them, but not your dog. Just burn any dog that's aggressive towards you. You know what's aggressive, you know what's not. At least you do. If you have control over your flame aura, then of course you should have some idea on what is aggressive and what is not. Anyways, yeah, Valheim may do that at some point when it's done. Mistlands is probably going to suck, but I haven't tried it yet. I mean, with those freaking ticks there, they don't spawn naturally, apparently. On the surface, at least. In the mines, they do, apparently. But if they do spawn naturally, there's another enemy nearby. And that's even worse. Because now you probably got to craft it. Well, I don't know what the... When I looked at the wiki, it didn't really show their stats for some reason. Didn't show any of their stats. I don't know why. It showed question marks on everything. I could have sworn enough time would have passed for the statistics of those things to be there, because it's been out for a while, the update. But man, why the hell is this thing moving around so much? Ugh, it's fine. But yeah, anyways, I at least have some experience in Valheim, thankfully, so we shouldn't really be dying too much, provided I don't do stupid shit like go into the mountains at night without, like, the proper gear. Well, even with the proper gear, you still gotta worry about 2-star wolves. And you gotta try to tame a 2-star wolf. I never tamed animals. I think I, like, tamed a boar once, but I never really bothered doing anything with them. Because I'm mostly worried about, like, losing them due to stupid raids. The raids also suck. Raids that basically just causes your creations to get destroyed sucks. So I would probably try to do everything within my power to, like, build towers surrounding, like, a main base territory. Because workbenches will prevent raids. I would like to see if I can find a mini island to build my house in. But then that means trying to get iron and all that stuff is going to be a pain in the ass, unless I can hook a freaking, serpent and bring it over to the island so I don't have to worry about that particular stuff. I don't know. I never really went serpent hunting. I was always worried about my entire boat getting destroyed, even if I have the best boat in the game. It's just like you got to go out there and then you got to worry about the wind being in your favor, which it never is. That's why you need to have, what was his name? Modor? The ice dragon? That mofo. I guess you need to have his perk thingy in order for you to do the things that you need to do, which is ignore the wind. Or not ignore the wind, but have the wind in your favor. Guess that makes sense. Change the perks out for certain things. I have no idea. Valheim's the kind of game where you really just have to prepare. Just prepare with everything possible. Expect to lose equipment. Go out, mine a bunch of stuff. If you're going to go for the Mistlands, make sure you have at least 3 sets of maxed out padded armor. Sure, it's going to suck trying to get all the materials for that. But is it better than having to do constant corpse runs for very little to no efforts or reasons to do so? If you can get your equipment, that's good. Great, grab it. Grab it, get the hell out of there, put that equipment back in your chest, and you're golden. But yeah, I have no idea what the hell that's going to be like. For now, we'll just, think about it. I would like to at some point get back into Valheim, but I would have to start all over again. And there's no reason to start all over again right now. We'll do that when it's time to make a video. Which I don't know when that's going to be. I don't know how long it's going to take for them to get that game done with. Like I said, I already got my game plan for once the next seasons of Minecraft and Terraria are finished. 5th season and 1st season. And I know Tales of Berseria is going to take a while, so Valheim has all the time it needs to get updates to the, the Ashlands, or whatever the hell those South lands were called, as well as the Deep North. If the Mistlands is going to be as hard as people are saying it is at the moment, then I have to imagine that those two areas are going to suck. But which one's going to suck the most, you may ask? I kind of hope what they do is basically have those two be the same difficulty levels. It's not like you gotta go to the north first and then do the Ashlands, or you gotta go to the Ashlands first and then to the north. It's, you get to choose. After you beat the Mistlands, you've got a choice. You can either go to the Ashlands or go to the Deep North. The difficulty is the same, the equipment is different. The equipment on each of them are useful for combating the prior one, maybe? Like those flame things would probably be helpful to combat the Deep North and its cold nonsense. Whatever else could possibly be there. And whatever is in the Deep North could probably be good to combat against the, what do you call it? Although that would mean you would have to travel so fucking far south and so fucking far... Well, with the way this game works, it expects you to travel. You can't just have one major base like you can in Minecraft and Terraria. Well, Terraria doesn't have a giant-ass world. Even the large world is not that bad. And I guess in Minecraft, in a sense, you got another portal system basically bringing you throughout the entirety of the area. It's a pain in the ass to build a tunnel, though. You know that desert oasis that I built in Minecraft? 2,000 blocks away, diagonally from my freaking main base. Getting us to new areas, though, but it took a lot of materials to get that thing built. Why do you think I want to get that village built? So I can get my hands on mending so I don't have to worry about going through all my diamonds. And also so I can just get my equipment maxed out enchantments and not have to worry about those breaking and never having enchantments I need when I need them. But that's not from the point. Valheim's world is freaking huge, and you have to go far to get to certain areas. I guess similar to Minecraft, but at least with Valheim, essentially you can just make a portal. It's just you can't transfer metal and whatnot to areas. It means that if you want to build like the new fancy thing at your main base in the beginning of the world, you're going to have to travel all the way over to there. Which is kind of why I would like to have a system set up to where it's basically just... oh yeah, right. Hold on. To where it basically just, turn it into nails or hinges and whatnot. Kind of like, what do you call it? We got nails, hinges, bolts. I feel like that would be a nice, what's the word? A nice trade-off? I don't think that's the word. It's just something that would make it so that you're either going to use nails or a hinge. You make the thing you need there, and then you bring it back to your base. Well, I know that's not what people want, but far be it from me from trying to make the experience less tedious for a single person. For one single person. Well, excuse me for trying to have fun. I like the idea of having hinges, nails, bolts, and all sorts of metal stuff, and having to juggle between which ones I need most and which ones I don't need most. I also just like having a giant freaking main base that I can build. You know how much material it takes to build a fucking castle out of stone of significant size? It takes a lot of material. Trust me, I built my freaking castle in the mountain. It was painful just getting all the freaking stone I need, having to go back and forth, back and forth. The one solace in this is that I can go ahead, destroy a bunch of stone golems, and get the windows that I needed for that. And the annoying part is there was always this one window that would break every single time, and I don't know why it broke. Why the window kept breaking. I had to pick up the shards and rebuild it every single fucking time. I mean, I like the way the windows look, but my god, why do I have to get it from the stone golem, and why is it breaking so much? Windows work perfectly for a stone castle. If not that, then we just make a nice little wooden hut cabin kind of deal or something, I don't know. I've made some pretty cool looking houses before with wooden hut stuff, but the castle looks so cool. It's a shame that you can't go very high, though, in the castle building apartment. No, not unless you can get a certain type of metal that basically allows you to expand upon that by a lot. I have so many gripes with it because a lot of it's just made tedious for the sake of making it tedious. But I also enjoyed the building and most of the combat. And the leveling system, too. The leveling system is good. I don't like losing levels when you die, so that's why we want to try our damnedest to not die. Because having to lose all those levels means that it's going to take ages to get back to that particular point again. Man. Well, I guess it doesn't exactly matter yet. We won't have to worry about doing that all again until the time comes for us to make a video. And I will make my complaints, and you will listen. And if you try to say anything that, is more so about, what's the word, more so about, like, griping about my griping, well, it is what it is. I have problems. I will still play the game. I'm not going to stop it. I will always have problems. I'm having problems with Sonic Adventures 2. You think I'm going to stop playing that? Motherfucking Final Rush over here. Still a problem. By the time this comes out, which is probably Wednesday. Yeah, no, the episode wouldn't have come out anyways, because that's not until next week. Still problems with it, but, and certain things are at least going relatively fine. I have no idea. No idea at all. But right now, there's not much I can really do. We're just going to wait until the game fully comes out. Fully gets out of early access. Just the same with 7 Days to Die. Although I will say this, I don't really like the whole freaking Blood Moon. It's really, stressful sometimes. You gotta, build an arena, basically. So anytime a Blood Moon's about to happen, you exit your, your main house where you, have your, nice-looking house instead of a bunker arena thing that you can lose everything in. Hell, we could probably build two. I think I should probably build two, but I don't know. But then having to repair both of them is going to suck. Yeah, I forgot. There's also repairs that need to be done, and all the freaking metal that you. That's another thing with the freaking 7 Days to Die, the Blood Moon stuff. You have to repair so many things. You got to get so much freaking, what do you call it? The spikes and whatnot, the fans, to repair them or get new ones of them when the Blood Moon ends. Oh, and how could we forget about the explosive guys, which I thankfully haven't had to worry about yet. The guys that blow up when you shoot them. Yep, those guys. Those guys suck. And I'm not sure how I'd go about doing that without it being, even more painful than it needs to be. Those flying fucks, the birds. Ugh. Ugh, indeed. I don't know. Because unfortunately, well, unless you like make the thing go bigger, which you can't really. I mean, I guess you could do if you wanted to like not have to worry about the blood moon. Like let's say I have like one of those, what do you call it, fort thing, the blocks that determine my what do you call it, size, safe zone that they can't spawn in. Let's say if I were to make that like unnaturally large around my house, but we go to the blood moon defense arena to like do some things there, but if we don't feel like dealing with that, we just go to our house and just stay there for the night, and then the blood moon passes, hopefully, and nothing will spawn. Hopefully nothing will spawn. It would suck if shit spawned when that didn't work. It would just make sure that we wouldn't have to worry about, constantly trying to repair the damn thing every time. And I would imagine that there is at least some end to the game soon. Still in early access. They're supposed to be like bandits and whatnot. Maybe some NPCs that could probably help out. Oh, that would be so nice if we could hire our own NPCs that have to deal with like the blood moon alongside us. Hopefully they would be built properly instead of shooting the walls inside of my blood moon bunker. Oh, yeah, I remember that house I made. Oh, the house was so cool. Essentially, it was like a 2-story tall house with an attic. Got a garage and all. Like a nice little dock looking to the outside. And also a good way to get water from the docks. Man, I miss that house. It looked cool. Only problem is, we got so far with the days and whatnot that the blood moons are just getting more and more treacherous. And, kind of just stopped playing after that. We were doing good, not dying at all in that save. But, blood moon? Yeah, no. It gets more and more tedious after a while. But yeah, I'd say those are good games to have on a series, as well as Oxygen Not Included. Basically, any game that has like creative stuff in it, like Raft, Subnautica, Below Zero. Maybe the third game that might come out, which is probably not going to be a Subnautica-esque game, but more like, I imagine it'd be more like Ark, but with Subnautica-esque creatures. Grounded, even. You can create your own base. That'd be interesting. A lot of series that we could probably play that has a lot of creation and whatnot. Of course, that means I would have to try to figure out when and where the hell I would do those series. I mean, most of those series feels like they would have a definitive end. It's not like there's too much we can do creation-wise. I guess the same applies to Terraria. At least with Minecraft, there's a lot more we can do, a lot of building projects we can make. I guess there's also a lot of building projects with Terraria as well, but is it on the same scale of as Minecraft? Damn it, not the shroom, you fool, the lead. Probably not. Probably not the same scale. It'll be a decent scale. I've stated before that I kind of want to build like an underground railroad system in between the surface and the underground. And basically build like elevators throughout the entire world with paths leading across each other. Replace the stone, or the dirt and all that stuff with stone and in stone bricks. Essentially, the idea is to... wait a minute. Right. Anyways, essentially the idea is to try and get our hand... Oh, actually, no, it's fine. Let's leave it like that. Is to get our hands on a nice, good... what's the word? Separation system. Yeah, essentially preventing the crimson from seeping through. Because we're going to be using crimson. I like the crimson. Alright, I'll only move that one. Not like it really matters. Wait, what? What are you? Where are you? Oh, you're here. Right, never mind. Yeah, the Crimson is going to need to get some, like, you know, prevention and whatnot. Alongside that, we also want to try to prevent the jungle. Although I don't remember, is jungle destruction even still a thing in 1.14? 4? Which one was it? I know it's the number 4, I just don't know which one. Was it the 4 or 14? Yeah, it doesn't matter. What matters is that that's what we plan on doing. We're not going to be going full on into hard mode yet. I think our plan is essentially just going to be to build the surface as much as we can, pre-hard mode, and basically just get the surface done with. We already have like coordinates to where the pillars will spawn, so we will build like arena fighting areas where the pillars are. Build a boss arena in the center of the world, which will be like big enough to allow for us to move around and do things. Maybe make some platforms or something, I'm not sure. We might have like flat space or something. No, platforms might be important. I'll have to figure out just how big I want the platforms to be. But I don't want them to be too in the way. Alright, the other arm. Frick. Then, of course, there is meteor prevention, which I think all I really need to do is just ensure I've got chests around the area. Where exactly will the chests be? I have no idea. We could probably put the chest just a little bit under everything and see if that works. We don't have to worry about it too much in the beginning, because we just want to try to get some meteorites. We gotta try to build the surface up, flatten it out, get like a flat space for us to be able to move around in. Whatnot. And yeah, that's the plan. We definitely do want to try to get into fishing early. A lot of the times I hold off on fishing because fishing is so tedious in the beginning, which it is. Line breaks are annoying. But I want to try to get the shell phone real quick like. Well, not real quick like, but at least at a good pace at least. Good pace that gives us enough time to get it done with, hopefully in one full episode. Hopefully. I'm not sure. Shell phone's a bit of a pain to get your hands on. Oh, also, if you haven't noticed, I changed up Genthru's armor a bit. I made it a little bit more simplistic. He still has the shoulder pads, the elbow pads. He's now got, like, thigh pads, knee pads. Basically just pads. His armor is less noisy here. So has this because I like the way that looks. This is more located around the abs. Same with this. Basically just a lot more simplistic. So it'll be a hell of a lot easier to draw him. Because we're going to have to draw him a whole bunch. Since he is, of course, the main character of this series. One of the main characters. Gwyneth over here is more of a main character because, well, obviously she's the first one to introduce. And also, did I not shade in your tongue? I don't know, but I'm going to shade it in and make it a little bit more pinker so it doesn't blend in with your freaking hair. Yeah, Genthru here is basically the third main character. Well, it's hard to say. I don't exactly know like what characters are going to get how many focus and on what. I know there's going to be one Genthru specific episode that's going to be with Gwyneth's uncle, which was Gareth, I think his name was. I gave him a name finally in the first episode when he was just referred to as Gwyneth's uncle. Nothing more, nothing less. Glad we're finally giving some of these characters names now, like Melina. And Melina's still in the story here. Just because she's not shown doesn't mean she isn't still in the story. Melina's not suited for combat like this. So she's not going to be like one of the main characters. She is going to be important because, you know, it's nice to have like some interest for Gwyneth over here. I mean, there's also Ariella Mine, but that's not really love, that's more so lust. Isn't that right, Ariella? And of course, there will soon be Domadora. Everybody's soon-to-be favorite twink, hopefully. Is he considered a twink? I mean, hold on. Of course I'm in the freaking, what do you call it? That's not where I want to go. Take me down to the artwork basin in the 45, was it? Yeah, but I want here we go. Tell me this isn't a twink right here. Long, flowing, pink hair, pretty face, eyebrows, whatnot. Yep. Probably, hopefully. We'll see what happens. I know he has at least one fan, and that friend of mine, name won't be noted, but she does enjoy good Domadora, and we'll say that much for a fact. Alright, that's a rock shield. Because technically speaking, the rock shield's a bit more curved. It's like, hold on. It's like this shield right over here. Shield curves around, has a cross in the front, protects. He protect. Although, why does this feel like it's a bit more greener than the other one? Hold on, that's not what I wanted. Control you. Let me see. Light? No. Hue? I have no idea. Guess it doesn't matter right now. Doesn't matter right now. Wait, unless I colorize. Colorize could work. Ah, there we go. Colorize. And not that. There we go. I think I might have not changed the colorize thing for the rocks like that. I did in the freaking seal drawing previous episode. Okay, let's go to the queen over here. She's not running in fear, as you can see by her facial expression, as much as you can see. She's just going around, running with her arms up in the air. Like she did in this episode, running around very happily. Or not episode, in that drawing. And like she's doing, that's the wrong one, Town of Creation I wanted. And like she's doing right over here, in this. Very small, but, you know, there she is, in her glory. You know, I wasn't too sure about this. The only thing that sucks about this is that you can't, like, have the, you know, the mouth shown. But you can still have the eye, at least. And there she goes, without a care in the world, giving Genthru a freaking heart attack every step of the way. But, you know, such is the life of the Queen's Paladin, as is the name of the episode. Because, you know, he's there to protect the Queen. If you're wondering what the Queen was in the second episode, well, here she is. She is the Nature Queen. Important figure in this universe. I don't think you can really call her, like, president in the medieval sense. Queen. I mean, yeah, she is queen. But also to be given the title Nature Queen, considering the fact that you have an entire magic type called Nature, as opposed to Earth. Which is, Earth is already there, but it's more so for like dirt, stone, and whatnot. Given that she has that title, she clearly has some major importance in this universe. So much so that she needs a paladin by her side to guard her from threats and whatnot. Like the bandits that will be in this episode. I want to get some, like, bandits as well. Bandits are just good to have because they're not, like, massively in the evil section, like the dark mages. Just some bad-natured people. Because there's going to be more bad-natured people. Bandage is a good first step to show off, like, right off the bat. The creatures obviously are like the main aspect of most of Elementals Reborn. Because the entire premises of Elementals Reborn is that it caused all the creatures on the planet to become hostile, territorial. Not all of them, but almost all of them. Some of them that could, like, be changed to be a bit more passive via, things. Because you can't really have pets if all creatures are, like, angry. Pets are different. Being around humans long enough. I think it's just mostly wild animals. Domestic animals should be unaffected relatively. But they'll be a bit more uneasy because they sense that something's a bit wrong. I mean, yeah, the animals are going berserk because of the Elementals Reborn. Because of the Elementals Rebirth. The event. So clearly something's wrong. If animals are, like, becoming hostile and territorial because of this strange event, then something is off about this event. Something is very bad. Something very bad is happening in the background. Why do you think there's a bunch of people slated to become, those that go out into the world to try to uncover the truth? But nobody knows where to start. Nobody knows where to start. And not only that, but you have to worry about freaking dark mages all over the place, alongside even some people. Royalty, bandits, the dark mages, probably some peasants even. There's a lot of problems that you have to deal with. I guess some humans are also, in a sense, becoming a bit more hostile too. But because they got more intelligence, their hostility isn't really... I gotta go 0 on this one. Thankfully. Their hostility isn't really as bad, and some of them are a bit more immune to it. Well, as much as you can be immune to temper and anger. But yeah, that's essentially what's been going on with the creatures here. So it makes sense that creatures are the main threats of most episodes. And then we got major threats, like the Dark Mage. It depends, really. Let's see. If we're going in, like, Villain of the Week, like, this part is not going to take as long. I don't know how long this is going to be, but it's not going to take 11 minutes long. The fight here is probably going to be over in, like, I don't know, a minute or two. Just to show that, Genthru's sword and nature magic is enough to be able to defeat something like that. It's funny how the Enforcers are unable to do much of anything. Well, Enforcers are like police kind of people. So, they don't exactly have that much power. Which, kind of, an oversight in their part. Because there's freaking golems like these that might pop up because some... Oh yeah, if you haven't read the second episode, this golem happened because of this freaking person who left their basement unchecked. Mushrooms, vines, stone have grown. And it even has a little bit of aqua magic in it too. It might not show it on the surface as much, but it has aqua magic. Essentially making it so that any fire attacks being thrown at it can get nullified relatively quickly. It gets a little bit damaged, but it's not enough. Oh, frick. I should have seen that coming, but it's an easy fix. Anyways, I guess we'll start on here. So, yeah. When talking about unkept basements, don't leave your basement flooded and filled with a bunch of mushrooms and vines, because otherwise this mofo is going to pop up, going to destroy your house, and will cause havoc across the entire town, and then you're probably going to have to pay a fine. Once the Enforcers are, like, done, healing from the beatdown they got from this thing, and somebody else deals with it because apparently the Enforcers can't do shit. Once they come on along and try to figure out who the hell did this, they're going to try to enforce some fines on you for doing this. You might even get some jail time if somebody got killed. or injured, and they decide to press charges. I mean, you basically have nowhere else to live at that point, unless you have somebody that will take you. But, yeah. This is what happens when you leave your basement flooded and filled with a bunch of nature bits in this universe. You get mushroom golems coming out of the woodworks, destroying your house and destroying everyone's house. Neighbors are going to be very upset because now their house is probably destroyed as collateral. And even more so, the enforcers are going to have an even harder time dealing with it. Pyro enforcers with irregular, mushroom vines that are just growing inside of a person's house and not doing anything. It's not flooded. Easy enough to deal with. And you've seen the fight that Gwyneth and Ariella had with this thing. Both of them were not able to do any damage to it. Oh, well, they could do a little bit of damage, but it would be able to negate a lot of the damage thanks to its aqua magic to prevent her, and because she has aqua magic, it's not going to help with nature, flora, and aqua water. Sure, pressure could probably do a little bit of, puncture or slash damage, depending on how you, set the water pressure stuff out. It will do a little bit of impact damage. But golems are very fucking tough beings. Physical damage is not as effective against them as magical. If you want to take down a golem, you need to have some form of magic powers. You can't just be a brawler punching a golem, because that's not going to do you any good. You might as well just be punching a wall. Technically, you will be punching a stone wall. Golems are essentially inanimate objects. I mean, yeah, I guess with enough force, say if you put a wrecking ball to this thing, you could probably cause some damage to it. Hell, enough force to its core could probably destroy it. But the core is going to protect its core, obviously. Golems usually have cores. They could have one, they could have two, they could have many. Really. So if you can find a core and destroy the core, the magic in the objects will disperse and the golem will die. Of course, if you're a mage and a cleric, you're not really going to have any physical abilities to take care of the core. Basically, anything physical is enough to destroy the core. But if you want to destroy, the golem itself, use magic that the golem is weak to. This one, for instance, it's very much immune to many things. Nature usually beats nature, especially Earth versus Earth. If your Earth is much more stronger than the Earth magic of the other person, physically wise, so say if a person's dirt shield, and you're metal spear, or maybe not dirt shield, the ground shield, grounded shield, grounded wall, whatever name that makes it doesn't sound like the same old. So it's taking the ground, the dirt. And somebody comes out with a frickin' metal spell, probably called, what would we called? Iron Thrust, or Metallic Thrust, as it just, go on ahead and shoot out a metal spear and shoot through the dirt wall and whatnot. I guess nature's weakness stuff really just depends on how hard or Earth's weakness stuff depends on how hard certain things are. I think this guy is a mixture of flora and earth, because we got stone, we got vines and shrooms, stone for earth, vines and shrooms for flora. The only thing it's lacking is poison, which is good because then it would just suck even more. Right now, this golem literally is just physical attacks with a water barrier. I mean, a golem like this probably relies on physical attacks anyways, because the amount of water that it has is not going to be as strong as it would be in, say, a lake, river, or pond. It literally is a flooded basement. It's not going to be, pressurized water coming out of this thing's vines. It's going to be a coat of water to prevent fire from doing any damage to it. I guess lava might do damage to it, which, you know, Gwyneth is a pyro fire user, and Ariella's a aqua water user. So lava might be able to deal damage to it. If it's hot enough, it might be able to negate water. So lava and plasma might be able to beat this golem. Plasma especially. I mean, you kidding me? Plasma users can swim in lava indefinitely. Lava users can, but they get overheated a little bit more. It's just like they're a lot more resistant to it, but they can't swim in it indefinitely. I would say the difference is lava users can be in lava for maybe 4 hours, while plasma users can be in lava for maybe 24 hours. Their body has to essentially be naturally immune to most of the effects of their, like, let's say Gwyneth's body can handle fire a bit better than Ariella because she has fire abilities. Even though she shoots fire out of her wand, she can still resist a little bit of fire coming from someone else. She'll take that damage still, but compared to an average person, she'll look like a superhuman who's not getting too damaged. Plus, she can even maybe absorb the fire into her wand and throw it back at the attacker. That's a good thing about, like, most people with, their magic types, is that they're usually resistant towards it more so than others. If you're not resistant towards it, then good luck trying to use any of those spells. Most of the time, you're not going to do anything with that. If you don't have the affinity for, say, Pyro, like Ariella here probably wouldn't be able to utilize Pyro as well, then you're not going to be able to shoot out Pyro. I would say that anybody can use any spell, but some people can't. Like, I would imagine Genther over here could use a little bit of aqua water. However, he's not able to use it as a form of attack. He would only be able to really utilize it as a means of refreshments and water. And it's not going to be as good as an aqua pyro user's water. It's going to be just good enough to fulfill the... Oh, wait, shit. I forgot that this was a bit further out. It's easy fix. Yeah, easy fix. Hold on a second, go to the arm. But yeah, Ariella would be better suited for creating drinkable water, while Genther, well, he could, it's just not going to be as good. And it might not even be as healthy. Especially if you're utilizing rock shields and rock-based stuff. Brown rock. Guess it depends. And Genther's magic type would mostly consist of brown, golds, and greens. So his rock shield would definitely be, brown. All his other rock attacks. Some of them might even be gray, who knows. It is nice to see Genther in action now. He's putting up a shield blocking this thing's attack, and is about ready to throw out another attack. Honestly, I really cannot wait for Domodora's introduction. But I gotta wait until January, which is when the next episode is gonna come out. And it's going to be a little bit, well, longer. I don't know how long, but it's gonna be a while. Could be the second week of January. I'm not sure. I also gotta try to figure out when I need to do the Bob Ross drawing, which I think is gonna be in January. Because this is the 90th episode right now. After this, we've got, let's see, Luna v Titan, that's 91. We got Mature Drawing, Hardcore Mature Drawing. We got Nova Guardians, episode 6, Others and Animals, i.e. New Year's Cat Drawing. And others, I'm not sure just yet, like the exact number. So that's 4. That means we have 6 going into January. Thankfully, Nova Guardians won't have to worry about that too much because that's not going to be until February. But there's still also that one event I plan on doing, which is looking more and more bleak with the way things have been going on in freaking DeviantArt. But because it doesn't matter with that department on the second thing, but I don't want to spoil it. So, right, that's the stone here. Alright, so let me think here. We got mature drawing that's coming up first in the next year. And we've got 1, 2, 3, mature, 1, 2, 3. 8th. Okay, so yeah, the 8th drawing, the last drawing. Before the 3rd mature drawing. Assuming I record all the episodes between then and there, and I am not like, I'm not going to record today. Assuming I don't do that, we should theoretically be able to do what we need to do. Were you supposed to be underneath that? I think you were supposed to be underneath that. And you were supposed to be above this. Ah, that makes more sense. Yeah, that does make more sense. So yeah, late January, Bob Ross parody drawing. Can't wait to do that. It's good to just get more landscape and scenery drawing. We're only on the 2nd week right now. So obviously we don't have to worry about coming up with what we plan on drawing going into the next month. But I know what we have to do for the most part. Also, I want to try to make these a bit brighter on all ends here. And also make these like this. Anyways, as I was saying before, I was forgetting, a golem like this, immune to Pyro Fire, and immune to Zephyr Electric. It's immune to a decent amount. Anybody who's able to use like life magic can basically just resist a lot of stuff. They're not completely immune to it, but they can resist a decent amount of stuff. Hell, anybody who's perfected the entirety of like a singular magic type and able to do all 3 subtypes is pretty impressive. They'll be resistant to mostly everything from that particular subtype. More so than even those who are resistant to, say, fire. Well, obviously, because if you're a plasma user, you're going to be able to resist it. Hot stuff. So with that being said, there's no reason why a plasma and a lava user can't resist fire. Oops. Plasma user could probably resist fire a hell of a lot more. If the fire is hotter, the resistance is less so, but they still have resistance regardless. Same, I don't think, can be said for something like, aqua water. You might have some, like, affinity towards most of it. Oh, wait, shit. Go to the thorns. You might have some resistance towards it, but not as much. Like water against steam. Steam against water. I think steam would be able to resist water a bit more. Well, it depends. Steam users have a naturally higher affinity towards heat. So they'd be able to resist... hold on. Okay, so for a second there I thought there was a hole. I was about to be annoyed. A hole in your socks. We haven't had that in a while, thankfully. Hopefully that stays like that. These socks seem to be way more durable. Right, cat? Anyways, yeah. Steam probably would be able to resist some of fire, but maybe not all of it. Probably not as good as a Pyro Fire user. An Aqua Steam user will have some resistance to hot attacks. Just not as much. And then, of course, we can't forget about ice users. Aqua Ice users, who have a higher affinity towards the cold. Although I guess the only major difference there being the fact that there's nothing else that does the cold. I mean, I guess cold wins, but that doesn't really count as much. It's funny how mostly the entirety of Aqua Magic consists of liquid, solid, and gas water formation. I mean, that makes sense. The reason why ice is considered aqua and not zephyr, despite the fact that Snowy Mountain is zephyr. Oh, it's zephyr and I guess if it's down below, it's zephyr. If it's up in the mountains. Christ. Zephyr aqua if it's up in the mountains, and just simple aqua if it's down on the ground, closer to the surface level. Oh wait, shit, the mushroom's in the way. The shroom is in the way, I think. Oh wait, no, the vine's just not where the shroom needs to be. What? No. Ah, fuck. Right, hold on. I don't know what vine this is. Vine 3D. Oof. God damn it. Double click this, you fucking fool. Alright, where's the shroom? There is the shroom. But don't go over the brick. Stay in the brick. God damn it. This is annoying. I can't get my throat cleared, and it's getting more and more difficult to try to speak without sounding rasped. Alright, does that help? Probably. Anyways, as I was saying, ice user is not really... Oh yeah, right, no, we were talking about the whole mountainside ice. And the fact that it's solid, liquid, and gas in the Aqua Magic. And we got wind, electric, and gravity. Gravity's an interesting magic type. Because mostly you're not really going to be able to beat out gravity as well. But I imagine gravity users are very powerful because trying to learn how to utilize your Zephyr Magic in gravity subtype is probably close to impossible unless you're naturally gifted at it. So unless you have some way to be able to learn how to utilize gravity without any problems, chances are you're just not going to be able to use that magic type. Gravity is an interesting thing, because you can use it basically as like a telekinetic ability. And it could be a magic type that could be very detrimental to many things, to those who somehow manage to reach that level of power. I mean, it's the same as those who like utilize pyro magic but are only able to like create small flame from their fingers. Essentially, if you don't have as much experience yet in gravity, all you could probably do is just have an object gravitate towards something, or momentarily float an object. It requires a little bit more skill to be able to do higher grade gravity-based spells. Just the same as it takes a little bit more skills to do higher grade other types of spells. And so far we've only seen like multiple spells from Gwyneth and Ariel Amine, and at least like 1 to 2 spells from Genthru. Technically we're seeing one right now. Well, at this point we are seeing all of Genthru's spells, because of the fact that once this is posted, the episode is out. So, oops. So yeah, as I was saying, In terms of skill levels, chances are you're not going to be able to make the gravity heavier and cause people to fall to their knees, unlike most other gravity users. It will take a lot more training in using a skill or natural talent. And chances are you probably don't have the natural talent. I don't know what kind of magic type I would go for here. Really hard to choose. If I don't have the ability to choose like life magic, I'm not sure. Pyro is pretty cool. I like plasma. Plasma is a nice ability to have. But I probably would go for plasma. I'd be a bit more resistant, or I'd be a lot more resistant to stuff in the heat. Or unheated stuff, and I had the ability to basically make myself warm during the winters using my plasma powers. Which is great. Just don myself in a plasma aura when going into like a cold area. Gotta be careful not to burn stuff, although I don't know how that would work. If we're controlling it via our mana, we might not have to worry about that. Basically turn ourselves into a neon sign with like a nice glow surrounding us. I imagine plasma users are able to like choose between what kind of like, color they want for their ability, for their magic. You'll probably go for like blues, greens, purples, pinks. Go full on neon, rainbows if you wanted to, maybe. Not sure. I like it being red for this one because it makes sense for it being pyro, and red usually means pyro. But then again, you got yellow for electric, although Zephyr is a bit different. You got white, yellow, and purple for Zephyr. You got browns or grays if you want to go... No, you fool. This one. Grays if you want to go for like stone, earth, browns or greens. I guess brown for earth, green for nature. I mean, didn't we do something similar to that here? Reds for pretty much everything here. Blue, light, or white. Steam gray. Blue, white, gray. Brown. Green. Green again? I guess depends on the poison chemicals you use. If you don't know, poison isn't just like toxins and poisons and whatnot. It's also chemicals. So there could be somebody out there who's literally got a magic spell whose nature poison that's basically making bleach. I guess technically bleach is poison if you drink it. And touch it as well as put it in your eyes. It is poison. So I guess technically it's not too far from the case. Same with acid. Okay, well, acid. Basically, poison is just like poisons and chemicals and whatnot. So we got acid and poison, toxins and whatnot. All the things that make nature a bit... Yeah, that's another thing with nature. Acid breath... Like that one dragon. Like if you come across a freaking nature wyvern that's specialized mostly in chemicals, that's acid breath coming on your ass now. And you're going to melt to death. What's worse, burning to death by, Pyro Dragon's fire breath? Freezing to death due to Aqua Dragon's ice breath? Melting to death due to Nature Dragon's acid breath? Or frying to death due to Zephyr Dragon's electric breath? That would be the breath types. I guess there would be like water spitting attacks as well, but that's not like a breath. Breathing very cryogenic gas, fire, pyro, lava spit. Could plasma be spit out? I don't know. We're not talking about blood plasma. We're talking about like neon plasma kind of thing. And the plasma that's like super condensed, like lasers and whatnot. As you can see with this being a red hot bar, laser. Yeah, that's... I'm not sure. I'm not sure what would be worse. Burning to death sucks, but also melting to death sucks, and freezing to death sucks even more, because you probably don't die immediately. You're stuck there. Who knows what the hell else will happen? What happens if the freaking ice dragon bitch over there decides, you know what, I'm gonna use you as a retracted. God, that's somebody's fetish right there, I tell you what. Yeah. Or, I don't know. I don't like being stuck in place. And no, I'm not talking about Vor. Or at least not the variation that you think I'm thinking about. Which is not to say that that doesn't make it any better. No, it makes it worse. When you think about it, like the way that... Why am I going? I'm digging the hole deeper. Alright, let's dig even deeper at that now. I mean, I already did dig that. Technically, just by saying that, I've already dug it deep. Now you know what it is. Now you can't get it out of your head. Now you're thinking about it. Now you're curious. Morbid curiosity or actual curiosity? Who knows? It's up to you to decide. Sure, there's a freaking place for that somewhere. Electrocution. I don't know what would that be different from in terms of... Well, no, fire, I guess, is just fire all over the place. Electricity is just like you're stuck in place. It's like you're getting fried. A different kind of fried. No, that's not. That's not. Alright? That's just not. Yeah, I'm uncertain. Let me know in the comment section down below which death you would prefer. Fire death? Fire breath death? Ice breath death? Acid breath death? Or electric breath death? Unlikely we're going to get comments here because we barely get views on art time, but you know what? I expect the future to hear about how you want to die to a dragon. And you better not say what I think. You better not say the thing that of which I was hinting at before. You better not. I mean, yeah, sure, that might be a more preferable death, but at the same time, is it really? Are you thinking that might be preferable because, you know, of the implications? But then you realize, oh shit, I'm inside of here and I'm probably going to die somehow. Well, dying of being frozen to death, but also other things. I don't even know if that... I'm so far detached from that particular type that I have no idea what even would occur if you were in there. You know, with the SCCV... I'm sure if you know about the thing I'm talking about and you're like, wait a minute, those acronyms sound familiar, I'm sure you'll know what I'm talking about when I say SCCV. We ain't saying that in full. God, no. Like, is that a death? Are you just going to starve to death? Are the soldiers inside of that going to just, you know, chase after you and murder you? Are there going to be like foreign entity and then you're just torn apart to death? Are you just going to be in a freaking, you know, the boo of the cock and the... Oh, God, why are we talking about that? You really got to think about the implications when you see that thing. Thankfully, I've been on the internet long enough to where that's like, it's whatever. I'm not weirded out by that. I'm not even like awakened, but I'm like, no, nah, kind of deal. I was like, nah. It's like a, you think you might be able to. You think you might be degenerative enough to, like, you know, go for that. But then you're like, no, that's too far. That is definitely too. I don't think I can jive with this. I think I might want to try, but then I'm like, I look at it in full. I'm like, maybe not. Maybe I'm not right on that one. Maybe my nether regions is wrong about this. My brain is saying no. My nether region's like, I have no fucking idea. Go, just look at it. Maybe something will change, and then nothing changes. And I'm like, why? Why did I go back here? Expecting something to change, but nothing fucking changes. And don't get me wrong, I've done like light vor stuff. I did the like trap. That one 19-year-old who I can't remember her name. Basically just like, you know, dissolving up the clothes, but probably just gonna spit her out once it's done doing the thing with her, and then, you know, safe. But the other part with the death, I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. No Goro for me, thank you very much. Or the other one. The other aspect. Which we were trying to... Christ. We've been at this for too long. God damn it, Genthru, your freaking armor's texture is just a pain in the ass. Despite the fact that I tried to, like, reduce Genthru's godforsaken armor, it's still a lot to draw. I don't know how people are going to be able to animate Genthru. It's going to have to be like one of those old animes where, like, the heavily detailed characters are basically just going to have to be like stills or whatnot. Having to draw armored characters in the animation has to be a pain. It just has to be. I don't know how else you would do this with ease. I feel like you would need a combination of CGI and animation. But I have no idea how the hell that's going to work. I mean, you've seen drawn and animated characters in armor before. How do they do it? Well, I guess my particular style does make it a little bit more annoying to have to draw him every single time. Outline, color, shade, texture. Although, I'm saying that as if none of the other artists utilize shading in their drawing. No, everyone else's shading is different. My shading consists of the burn and dodge tool, which is good enough and works with what I need to get done with here. It's a lot less work, and it usually is preferable over hard shading. My style is more about soft shading. Soft shading, soft shadows, soft everything. Soft schlong. Whilst we're on subjects of soft stuff, soft schlong. L plus soft schlong plus no bitches plus you've got styled upon. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck accent I just broke into. Somebody whose S's is always shush. But yeah, soft shadows, soft shading, soft lighting. My entire style is soft. I can't exactly... Why do you think All Might is usually a pain for me to draw? Is because he has hard shadows. My style isn't in hard shadows. My style is in soft shadows. Why is that a fucking tongue twister? Ugh. But yeah, the whole style and whatnot. What were we talking about before this? Oh yeah, Genthru's armor being a pain in the ass to fucking draw every time. I like the stripes going down this, and I like the boots looking like that. Stripes here, the knee pads, this. I guess this kind of is indicative to this, with this being like a little bit of that. I don't know if that should have been like this, but I kind of like this being like its own torso thing. Unless there's something underneath here that's like that, but nah, that's fine as it is. We got like this there kind of acting as this almost. But it's mostly just because we got the thighs here. Gotta protect that thigh of yours. Also, I guess it could be useful to have to break your fall when you're like, what's the word? Falling and need to like roll or something. You got like knee pads and all that stuff. You can roll, and the armor you're in will protect you for the most part. Also, Ganthru does have a mask. I just decided not to draw this here. I feel like they shouldn't have masks, for at least this part. For the series itself. Reason why Ganthru and Domadora had masks is because I needed to figure out a way to, like, to hide their faces. Like, I don't even think I gave... let me check. I could check here because it's all... Fuck. No, it's 43. Remember, it's 43. Yeah, you don't have your mask on your head here. What about Domadora? Whoops, I didn't want to do the burn tool. No, you have a mask on. I'm not sure. I feel like just you guys not having a mask would be good to have for, like, you know, simplistic purposes. The reason why these two don't have a mask is because their hats they're part of the characters. I don't know, I might put Domadora, it's Ganthru's mask on here, as well as Domadora once it's time for me to draw him. I feel like that's something I should do. At some point. Maybe not now. Well, not in this part. I'll probably do it off camera and get that pretty much set up and ready to go. God damn it, you stupid. Don't you hate it when you think you've let go of shift, but you didn't, and now you got 2 capital letters as opposed to 1? Ugh. Whatever. It's fine. And now for the Nature Queen, which is probably not going to take that long. Most of her is simplistic. The heel's a little bit simple enough. Just gotta draw like the lines here. Draw the lines here. Now we've got to get, well, not draw the lines there, texture the lines there. Although I guess technically that's still considered drawing. We got like different tiers. Draw being the outline, color, shade, and texture being their own things. And I guess it depends on how you want to see most of this stuff. Alright, well, despite you being a bit more of a pain to have to, like, focus on all these layers, it shouldn't take as long as Ganthru. Fuck. Why am I mixing those two up? Ganthru is easy to like, remember. Domadora is the one that shouldn't be easy to remember. But it is for some reason. Easy to spell? Not really. I think Dom is 2 A's. Domodara. Well, I do have the name here. Yeah, I was right. Damodarah. I mean, Damodara. Because R is AR, then the Ra is the RAH, and then the Domadora is... It's not Damodora, it's Domadora. Hence the 2 A's as opposed to the 1 A. I forgot where the hell I put that name. I got that name from somewhere, but I don't remember where. I think I got it from the random name generator, and I don't know if it means anything. It probably does. I think it does. I'm not sure. Look, I don't even know English most of the times, and I have to check back on certain letters. Sure, I may be able to write decent amount of stuff, but it's still a pain in the ass to remember all the English language. You really think I'm going to know anything about any other languages outside of my own? Even if I could learn a new language, I'm not even going to be that good at it, nor will I know all the ins and outs of it. Like, I remember we went, like, Italian in high school, I think it was. But brain don't remember a single word from that. Same with Spanish. Barely remember a single word from that. All of my focus was put in English. All of my language skill points are in English. Hence, all the writing and the stuff that I've been doing in stories. If you see misspellings and stuff, I just freaking misspelled it because my brain turns off half the times. Well, misspelling. It's mostly just like I accidentally use their E-I-R when I meant to use their E-R-E. That happens sometimes, annoyingly enough. When I reread it, I catch it. I don't know why. I'm unconsciously writing it, and then I'm just like, okay, there. And then my brain is like, E-I-R or E-R-E when my fingers are like, no, E-I-R instead, which doesn't make sense. I don't get it. I don't get why I can't just do that perfectly and not have to worry about it. But I guess that's why you gotta proofread. If you don't proofread, you're gonna just miss out on a lot of stuff. That's what I try to do for Adventurous Army and Nova Guardians and Elementals Reborn. You gotta proofread that stuff. Because if you don't, you end up with a lot of errors. And then certain words and phrases that don't make sense upon a second reading are like, wait, that doesn't make sense, I gotta fix that a bit. You don't think about that subconsciously. Or consciously. When you're subconsciously writing up the things and you hear the words in your head being written up, or being said, you get like an idea on what you want to do, but sometimes you miss a letter. You're like, there was supposed to be is there or something, and then it's like, I don't know, cat banging, and when it's supposed to be cat is banging, which doesn't make any sense. Bawling, cat bawling. Which I guess works as well, but also it was supposed to be read as cat is bawling. Right, cat? You bawling? Nah, you ain't bawling. You never be bawling. Isn't that right, cat? Did I not texture that or shade that in? Hard to tell. Let's see. Motherfucker. I knew it. Oh. I missed most of the vines here. No wonder why. See, all of this, you got so many layers to work with, you're gonna miss so many things when shading stuff in, which sucks. Like, how the hell did I miss these two? These two, the all-important vines. Remembering back to last episode. Remember, last episode of our time, Tarzan's last words when he's plummeting to the jungle floor. I miss fighting. I don't know why that's still funny to me. You just put a period there, no exclamation mark, period. I miss fighting. Or, I don't know what kind of explosion sound he's going to make when he hits the floor. It's not the floor that's the problem. No, it's the landmine buried beneath the floor for some reason in the jungle. Who the fuck put a landmine in the jungle? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. George, he disarmed it. But at what cost? Stop scratching it. Anyways, yeah, it was pretty funny. I forgot the other one. I skipped the other one. Why did I skip the other one? Oh no, looks like you're in this direction instead. And there's also the shrooms there. Oh, and the shrooms up there. Can't forget about the shrooms up there. Stated that this golem was using vines. This is the vines he was using. I imagine he was just using his vines as an attack, not using his fists, his shroom fists. Primarily because, you know, you got two users here who aren't that big of a threat to you. So why waste your good arm punching them when you can just use your vines, which are much faster? I mean, yeah, if you gotta carry these thick-ass vine arm with the mushroom at the top, it's obviously going to be a pain in the ass for you to be able to do any form of damage at a fast rate. So you're going to want to try to utilize something that's a bit quicker. I mean, as I've stated before, Gwyneth's a mage, Ariella is a cleric, Genthru is a paladin. His defensive abilities are capable of negating a lot of a physical being's attacks, and a bunch of nature-based stuff as well. A creature like this that relies mostly on physical attacks to be able to attack people, as opposed to magical attacks, is going to be easy enough for Genthru to be able to beat. And aside from that, well, Genthru is a paladin who has a lot of points when it comes to strength, physical strength. And physical strength is needed to be able to beat golems on some occasions. High physical strength. A sword with nature magic imbued into it can potentially destroy the core of the golem, i.e. the eye over here. The thing that looks like the eye. This is why certain characters are best suited for certain things. Gwyneth over here is good against nature beings. So if this thing didn't have aqua, she'd be burning it to a crisp. Ariella is good against fire beings, provided they don't have any water to or not water. Well, yeah, water. I don't know if there's any. There might be some combos when it comes to watering fire. Potentially. I guess ice could probably, negate that. But also, Ariella is more of a healer. Oh shit, that's 80. I don't want that to be 80. And Genthru has the physical strength component. The defense to be able to protect the team, providing them a good shield, as well as just nature magic to take down those who have nature versus nature. Especially if it's like hard nature earth. And then Damadora, being the rogue, mostly focuses on fast movement speeds, electricity, and whatnot. Anything that's weak to electricity. I guess that would mean that, okay, Gwyneth can't really take down an aqua water creature, but Damadora can because of his electric abilities. So those two kind of work together quite nicely. Oh, we're almost done with the texture here. Let me just make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Ariella, good against fire. Got fire and aqua covered. Well, not all of it. Just magic combo types are important. I mean, you've seen Gwyneth do a decent amount of damage to the Mother Wyvern. Enough to make the Wyvern be a little bit more staggered and weakened. So it's not like the same types can, not do damage to each other. It's just that, I think golems probably have way more durability than a wyvern would. I mean, it's an inanimate object empowered by magic. Of course it would have way more durability. There's no reason for it not to have way more durability. If it's a golem powered by magic, then that means the material is at a higher value. Like, remember what I said about materials? The higher the mana is put into a material, the material will turn into a golem. Well, the higher the material's value is, the more, durable, new, or whatever other stats that it goes into it is at. So, of course, any golems that are created have naturally high stats, making them be very, durable, even more powerful impact-wise, strength-wise, magic-wise even, depending on whatever type of golem comes out of the golem that's made. I think I'm missing some lines here. Am I? No. Essentially, that's the entirety of golems. They have way more durability. Well, it depends, I guess. It depends on how big the golem is, depends on how much magic is put into the golem. Depends on what material the golem uses. A mushroom with stones and vines? It would be pretty durable. Well, most of the stone. We got stones up here, vine arms, mushroom, thick vines. Cutting through vines is a pain in the ass. It's like bamboo over here, but more flexible. Alright, well, I think I got everything here. If I'm missing anything, sue me. There's so many fucking layers with these two here. At least these two are easy enough. If I miss anything, it's easy to find, right, Cat? Yeah, I haven't missed anything with these two. These two are fine. And you're fine too. It's hard to miss anything with you, unless I missed your sock. No, but I feel like your sock could use a little bit more. Just so it looks a bit more, No, more. There we go. Nicer. I still want to try to give Genthru a mask again. Yep, easy enough. It's just you two. Freaking complex armor and complex amalgamation of shrooms, vines, and stone. At least the stone is easy enough, but the shrooms can be very easily missed as well as the vines. Nope, I was wrong, the stone. I missed part of the stone down here. Well, blow me down. Of course the stone, unless I did do it, because why does that look like I did that? But it didn't do it good enough. I know, it's that now. That's all that matters. All that matters is that I fixed it. Wow, of course the stone is somehow the one thing that I missed. Well, folks, I think that's everything, but what do I know? Wait, let me hide your shield for a second. I guess I could probably add a little bit more here since it's showing a tiny bit in this department. No, it's a very tiny amount, as that was pointless. Whatever, it's fine. Assuming I didn't miss anything... Well, actually, I do kind of want to make these brighter. Did I choose the right one? Oh, look at those spotted mushrooms. Yep, spotted mushrooms. Why was that funny? I'm sure you guys know why that's funny. I ain't gonna say why that's funny, because I know what it is, but I'm still asking why. I know why, but I'm asking why the why. Why did the why occur? Who knows? Well, I think that's all for now. Next up is the background. Yeah, sure, please. Okay, good. Alright, an hour and 44 minutes. Not bad. Not bad at all. But we still got the background to do, which is going to be a bit of the town of creation, which are broken buildings. So, yeah. Anyways, there we go. Here the cat at the lunchbox. So, thank you all for watching this part of today's episode of Art Time. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe for more, check out that there playlist, and of course, Previous episode of Art Time right over here. And the next part of today's episode right over here. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Later.